Hello. So I'm back. It's 5:50. No, not 5. It's 4:52 p.m. right now. So I've been just venting a lot about what I've been going through and stuff. Um it's like so I know most people ain't trying to, they're not watching my videos or trying to listen to me anyway, other than the obsessed online perps. They're the only ones listening so that they can think I sound crazy and continue to laugh at me, you know. But my tooth abscess, it looks like some pus came back, you know. But I gotta, I guess, continue doing the treatments. I know it's not just one time. Um, but for the past week or two, it seems like as if the teeth, the lower teeth on this side, seem like as if they're trying to uproot, like as if they've been trying to uproot and try to become loose and try to fall out. I mean, not fall out, but try to become loose. But I also heard some targeted individuals can have tooth problems or any ailment as a result of direct energy weapons as well. So, I noticed look like some pus has been trying to come back. And last night, I was still upset. Got probably no sleep at all. And then been having unwanted and intrusive thoughts and still been bothered all day today. And then um I didn't get to I don't yeah. So I heard some things about like loss of time. So between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't re- I don't remember having any sleep during that time. I don't think I did. I think I was just, twisting and turning all night and couldn't sleep. But I ate me a bowl of cereal. The Life cereal was buy one get one free, and I know it's not the best for you, but it was buy one get one free, and nowadays almost $5 for a box of cereal, but it was buy one get one free, and so I had cereal this morning. I think that was all I had this morning, and I had for lunch. I had what I had for dinner last night. The A turkey sandwich with chips. But it was some supposedly organic potato chips. I didn't eat a whole lot of it. But for dinner, um I might have the mojo pork with black beans and rice, and I think they have onions on top. And if my green vegetables are still good, I try to eat those. And I try to eat those. You know, so um, and I guess I'll try to have some garlic tonight too. And I did oil pulling 5 days in a row, and then I slacked up. But it's like I feel like I don't have patience to do it. And then when I get up in the morning, first thing I want to do is eat my breakfast. But you have to do the pulling before you eat anything. So, but I slacked off a little bit. Last night I thought I was tired and exhausted enough that I thought that I was gonna fall asleep at 10:30 at night. I thought that I thought I had it made, you know, with get good sleep, but I got none. And so I got super heavy gang stalking today, worse than I've had it in a little while. And so I finally was able to get me some sleep after about maybe 8:45 in the morning, and then woke up at a little after 11:30, and I had a nightmare. Well, I went to somebody's house, and it was weird because it was a female selling food. She was selling cooked food at her house. And when I tried to buy some, you know, in the dream, she didn't give me all my items that I paid for, you know, how the perps do. And then I moved back to New Orleans in a dream. And then the biological sister that retarded Ramona was in my doggone dream, you know, and I forgot what she did in my dream. But aside from foster care and stuff, that's the longest. I mean, I don't count foster care because the foster mom and the fake social workers they blocked us from contacting anybody in the biological family anyway. But as an adult, it's been 3 complete years since any contact with that retard Ramona. So then in a dream I ended up in a hospital in the emergency room for whatever reason. And then green pus started gushing out of my nose, mainly out of my right nostril for some reason. And then I started vomiting up a lot of garlic and a lot of, stuff. And then I fell out of the hospital bed. Like how, you're barfing really bad and then tip over and roll over and fall. I fell over fell out of the hospital bed. And then it was somebody who wasn't in a nursing outfit, but she had on an outfit that's similar to what kind of dressed like how I'm dressed, somewhat, but it was a matching light purple outfit, and she was trying to grab me as I was falling to the floor, and then trying to rescue me, I guess, and then both of us fell to the floor. And then it seemed like as if she fell to the floor and died. And then I woke up. And I woke up like disturbed. And then I was doing whatever online, I guess, switching back and forth between, just and researching certain things online. And this morning I called, I'm going to say the name, Ron John Surf Shop. You remember, I think it was last week. I thought it was the week before, but I really think it was last week. And, and when I went to apply for the job, they had gang stalkers right there. And then I get out, I go into the store, and there was a female, a white female with, you know, kept giving me vicious, mean looks, and then treated me like I was not welcome there. But she was a customer, a narcissistic, abusive, fake customer, and she was clicking her gum really loud. What I call the ignorant project ghetto fake satanic gum ignorance. And she kept giving me mean looks like I didn't belong there. When I was there for an interview, your ass was just a customer that likely didn't even buy anything. And she had a whole family with her. And then the interview lasted about 15 or 20 minutes, probably shorter than that. And when I walked out of the store, when I got done with the interview, she was still touching on all the items and acting like she was looking at everything. And I don't even think she bought anything, you know. And then, as I showed y'all when I walked out, it was a mixed race looking female. I'm just saying for description, And she was, and she had on, I think she was wearing red, and she was driving a black Nissan Rogue, I think. And the moment I came close to approaching the vehicle, she had her lights on and was just ready, waiting for me. When I walked out of Ron John Surf Shop, then she hurried up and drove off, and they stalled my phone, and I was able to only catch the aftermath. So that Ron John Surf Shop job at the, right on the beach, that job pays $15 an hour, and I probably could have had a full-time position. And I was told that you didn't really need any experience just to be like a cashier or a stocker or anything. But the girl Marie, she was the interviewer, and I thought people make it like as if these companies are hurting for employees. But how are you hurting for employees but still being selective on who to hire? I don't even get the credit for having a bachelor's degree or a college degree. They don't even look at that. They just be like, oh, well, you don't have enough experience, so we decided to move forward with your application. Well, I was going to never hear from you if I didn't have to, hound you down or kiss your ass and call you. So that's what Marie told me over the phone. Because, see, she lied and said, well, you'll hear from me later on this week. I called Thursday. I don't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday, and I heard that she was out until Monday or whatever. I waited a couple of days, heard nothing. And so then Marie tried to tell me that we decided to move forward with your application because you don't have enough experience. But I don't even think it was that. I really think, no, she didn't say because you don't have enough experience. She said that she moved forward with the application because somebody, was another person who had more experience than I did. But that $15 an hour job probably could have come closer to helping me off the street, helping me to stay off the streets. You know, but I've applied through, what's that company? Z Trip. That Tracy Boyd guy, he deliberately, even since 2019, that was one of the first jobs I tried to apply to, and they make it look like it was so easy to get a job to work for Z Trip. And then because of the gang stalking, being forced sleep deprived all this time, you know, and then but being in this motel for the past few months, overall my sleep has improved, not 100%, but a whole lot better. Like, some nights I was sleeping damn good, like really good. So so and he was another one who wasn't going to tell me why he wasn't going to hire me. So my sleep has improved, and I took the online courses, and that's one of the reasons why I kept going to the library before I brought my laptop back over here. I took I took the online course, and then later on, I told him I took the course, and he said, well, oh, one of my concerns is if you're homeless, then we can't have the drivers sleeping in a vehicle. Some of the drivers have been sleeping in the vehicles. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been in a motel. So if I've been in a motel, I probably could have got enough cab driving money to accumulate to get me a permanent place. And so then he tried to say, oh, well, with your sensitive ears and stuff, well, you have to get a doctor's note. And they said that you can use their cars to their vehicles for DoorDash. And he wasn't even trying to hear me say, well, if I use the vehicle to drive for DoorDash, I wouldn't have to worry about loud passengers or noisy passengers or anything. So, and then I try to apply for Awesome Taxi, and the guy, I don't remember what his name is. If not David, then I don't remember. He lied and said that, oh, I'll call you back in an hour. Never heard anything back from him. And then he kept, ignoring my calls. So, and I thought that dealing with people associated with the military, I could be wrong, but I would have thought that maybe military people probably would have acted a little more civilized than the general public, but maybe not, because a lot of military people are perps, gang stalkers. And so it seems like as if even in 2019, I got that idea that Mr. Tracy act like he's, either won't hire me or, and a black man, trying to put loopholes. I keep saying loopholes, roadblocks, to deter me from getting to better myself, but lately I haven't been having such a sleep deprivation issue until, I guess except on nights where I'm super high stress, like what I went through last night. But hopefully tonight I probably can sleep better. Hopefully sleep better tonight. So, and I've had some conversations with some cab drivers telling me that they've been like, girl, please, I don't never get to sleep that good. But there was somebody who suggested that why don't you try to see about truck driving? And I heard that it was another person who was a targeted individual a while back said that why don't you try truck driving, because at least if you get into truck driving, you don't have to worry about workplace mobbing. but I did hear about certain abuse that truck drivers have to go through, and plus I'm intimidated by something that huge. I probably can drive like a box truck, but an 18 wheeler, no way. I mean, I can probably drive like a smaller box truck, but I can't. I'm scared of an eight. I don't think I can do an 18 wheeler. But I heard that because of what's going on, I heard that they got teenagers are being put to work as truck drivers. And I'm like, well, if a teenager can do it, then I should be able to do it, you know. But I heard that it's kind of a scam or a gimmick if you try to get a truck driving opportunity. If you try to get a truck driving opportunity, and then excuse me, and then if your schooling gets paid for, then I heard that you end up in debt and you gotta pay that back, or you gotta pull through. And but every time I want to drive, or I try to go to drive, the gang stalkers use the directed energy weapons on purpose to sleep deprive me more because they don't want me driving. So it's like, I'm wondering. I mean, and I said that I wish that they would stop sleep depriving me so I can drive. But as I said, being in this motel, my sleep has improved a lot. But if I were to have a cab driving job, then I probably wouldn't have no driving today, or maybe very little today, because I didn't have a great enough sleep. But like tomorrow or another day, if I had a job, I could work or drive tomorrow or something. you know so I'm sorry I keep saying, I'm just, my anxiety is high and I'm nervous right now. So but it's like, as I said, that I know that time is getting quite short, and you know I know time is getting quite short, and but I'm just trying to survive day to day. I mean, because we don't know how soon the shit will hit the fan. So I'm also trying to, as best as I could, I think that once the new year hit, I think I kind of slacked off a little bit on my Bible reading and prayer, but I've been trying to get back on it, and been, I mean, because I got to pick myself up again. I don't want to feel spiritually discouraged. And it's like, I know all humanity, in God's eyes, we're all bad people. But, we got to try to straighten ourselves up. But even professed Christians these days are unmerciful and unforgiving, hostile and arrogant. Like this religious narc female, I subscribed to her on YouTube for like a couple of weeks, and she seemed pretty much, to call herself a Christian, she seemed so arrogant. And then she tried to defend herself when people, called her out on acting that way. And of course she thinks she's done nothing wrong. And I unsubscribed from her because she mentioned that, I mean, I know the majority of people, including myself, you know, on our way to hell, and got to try to straighten ourselves up. and and so she tried to say that 97% of the world will go to hell and only 3% will go to heaven. And she narcissistically glorifies herself as part of that 3%. And I'm like, come on, you can't be that perfect or washed clean, especially if you're arrogant and think you're better. And so they got people who profess to be Christians that you can't even communicate or converse with, because if you question them about, what you did or said to offend them, then they'll get hostile, defensive, and belligerent and try to make you fearful. And you can't even really communicate with people, but then again, I forgive and give chances, and I've done it way too many times and got hurt. So I guess if it's after several times, if you keep offending me, then I gotta let you go. You know. So there are these people these days. They think they've done nothing wrong, and they act like they think they're too arrogant and high-minded or too good to be sorry that they did anything wrong or offensive. And if I apologize and say that I'm sorry that I did this or said this wrong or offensive, they make it like they don't want to hear it, and they want to justify hating my guts and grudging against me. They want to just avoid me like the plague. And you're supposed to be Christian, but 10 years later, you still hate my guts. You still want nothing to do with me. Even after I told you, 10 years ago I wasn't a believer or a Christian. Now I am. And you still, act like you think you're super Christian. Or I'm going to say it, bigger and better and higher than God himself. And then when you say that they act like they think they're bigger and better and higher than God, they cut their eyes and say, well, that doesn't make any sense. How am I gonna act like I think I'm better? Because you are. You do. Act like you delusionally believe that you're bigger and better and higher than God Almighty. So, I know the Bible talks about family members turning against each and betraying each other during these times, but I guess it's the idea of professed Christians betraying and turning against each other and stabbing each other in the back nowadays too. You know, and they gotta. I feel like, especially in America, I feel like the idea that everybody's forced to follow the system, the way the rules and laws are made. I wonder, you know, how is it I mean, it seems like as messed up and corrupt as America is, I guess it will probably would be a small amount of people to go to heaven, small amount of Americans to go to heaven, modern day during these times. So I admit and I know that I need to trust in God more and read the Bible and pray more and stuff. And it's so hard being discouraged by other people who say that they're Christians, who backstab, betray you, and make you feel like you deserve to be punished from being ejected from the body of Christ. And then even worse, when somebody's professed to be targeted and Christian and treats you the same way. I don't know. I feel like as if I'm psychologically and mentally and emotionally beat to a bloody pulp. Like I feel just spiritually just beat down and like very discouraged because of what other people have done to me. So let's see. Well, with the Chick-fil-A thing, since I'm limited on what I can say on here, I'll just say what I'll just talk about it on my blog. What happened? So I tried a couple of other jobs. I just talk about it on my blog. But Subway supposedly paid $10 an hour. That the owner at the beach subway, he's a narcissistic abuser. Um that was the one trying to tell me I should get a if I were to get a job to work there, that I should get a scooter. That, oh, you're wasting money on an Uber, so you should get a scooter. But $10 an hour is not enough to stay here. And then I just got word today that I guess by the end of the month, I will have to get out of this room, and they gotta remodel this room. I gotta get out of this room, and they're gonna remodel this room, and they're raising the price. I mean, they're gonna remodel this room and raise the price to $560 a week. And so there's some more extended stay hotels and motels that that they say that will be cheaper in mainland Pensacola, and it'll be cheaper in mainland Pensacola, and it'll be cheaper in Pensacola, and then there's supposedly more help wanted signs or job opportunities. But and they're like, oh, well, you can work at Walmart or whatever. Well, I tried the Walmart right here. Can't get hired. I'll tell y'all on my blog. So it ain't for you perps. I'm talking about my supporters, not you perps, because you perps is none of y'all business. It's none of y'all business. So well, and they had a job opportunity that I had a phone interview this 2 days ago, but I'm waiting to hear back. And Mary Maids, I think I told y'all about that one. When somebody suggested, well, why don't you go apply at Mary Maids? They provide a car. The website says that they provide a car. So then when I called, they said, oh no, you have to have your own car. and you have to have your own car. And then, um, they said, well, you should go to Molly Maids. Molly Maids, they're the ones who provide cars, not us. And I'm like, but at first she acted like she was trying to think of what to say. And so I applied for Amazon DSP. Somebody suggested that. It's been a couple of weeks and I heard nothing. But that's a job that I'm intimidated and frightened by the idea that you don't get the opportunity or the chance to use the bathroom. And that's one thing that scares me. And you don't really get a break. But I heard that they're at least $15 an hour. But I guess jobs where I know that I don't have any chance at right now, that's the jobs I'm mentioning. Because they act like as if they're hurting for people really bad at Walmart and Chick-fil-A, but then there's still some restrictions and hurdles for me that I can't, restrictions and hurdles for me. So I'm still feeling sleep deprived, kind of. I mean, I guess I'm fine right now, but at the moment, if I had a vehicle in my possession, I probably can only drive like a short distance, but I don't think I can drive on the interstate or the bridge. But at the moment, I probably can um drive to that local Walmart, or drive to somewhere, drive to the library, or someplace somewhat nearby. But I don't think I can drive that far if I had a car on a day like today. But here, I've been trying to get as much rest as I could. And as I said, I only have just enough for one more week to stay here. But I heard that I wasn't being charged tax. And then they turn around and say, well, you have to pay the tax. So that's the reason why they said I was behind. I'm like, well, y'all didn't tell me that. So, but now, as of today, they said I owe like $28. And then, so they're like, oh, don't worry, we'll get you taken care of. So I told them I only have enough for one more week to stay here. And they said, well, we're going to try to help you out. We're going to try to help you out they said they were going to try to help me out with, you know, um, I guess work out something. But all I know is past next week. I I mean, I thought about if I would have had a job where I could have started working last week, then I could have had enough extra money to stay a little longer. So I didn't realize that, they're raising the prices. They said that I would have to vacate this room so that they can remodel it. I just hope the next hotel or motel room I end up staying in will be where I can take baths, like where I can soak in the tub and be comfortable and be taking my detox baths, taking my detoxification baths, you know. So if I can take, bentonite clay baths with Epsom salt and lavender oil and relax and have some baking soda in there. But it's winter and it's cold, so I couldn't use coconut oil to take a bath. I couldn't use coconut oil to bake, in my bath water. But I I was told, earlier today, they said thank you for having a room so clean. I think it's junky right now. But I wanted to be able to have not be told things at the last minute, and to be able to have the time or the opportunity to get to I wanted to get to have the opportunity to be able to organize my things and then clean out this room. Despite, I wanted to be able to clean out everything, and you know, but I don't know, because I don't want to leave a bad impression. I usually try to keep, once I vacate or leave the motel or hotel or wherever I'm staying, I try to leave it as clean as, on my end, have it as clean as and spotless as I could. But so I would have to go back to mainland Pensacola, and I've been looking on Craigslist just about every day, especially lately. Craigslist and Indeed, trying to look for job opportunities. And because of what's going on, is the reason why I kind of hesitant to relocate somewhere unfamiliar right about now, because of what's going on. You know, I'll talk about it on my blog. But it's even more difficult to try to survive. And it's like every man out for himself, dog eat dog world, and Hunger Games, fake Darwinian, you know, survival, what they want to call survival of the fittest. That what we learned in school, Darwin and evolution and survival of the fittest. We were indoctrinated and lied to about that. It's creationism, not evolution. That's the truth. Biblical creationism. We didn't come from monkeys. We were made in God's image. We're not primates. So I saw on YouTube there was an Asian lady who had three little pet monkeys, and she was treating them like toddlers. But she even had diapers on them and everything. Like, people try to humanize their animals and treat them with better care than their own human relatives, and try to justify why humanity should be hated so much. That humanity is just bad, and then um humanity is bad, but then they act like as if they idolize their pets and idolize animals so much. You care more about your pet monkey or your pet cat, dog, iguana. I mean, if a dog gets his feelings hurt, you care more about that than when a human gets their feelings hurt. You got more compassion for a stray animal than a stray human. I mean, I don't want to say stray. I meant to say a homeless human. But then again, it's sad that certain homeless people have, not all, but some of them who have been druggies. It's like people end up thinking that all homeless people are criminal druggies, and that's not true. But they're the ones who made a bad name for all homeless people. That if you end up being in a predicament where you're homeless, and it's harder to get out of poverty because people act like they don't want to hire you or they don't trust you and stuff like that. And everything seeming hopeless because all these doors closed in your face, especially being a homeless TI, homeless targeted individual who was forced into homelessness by the Freemasons who living their best life, you know. So, um, so I'm, oh, also, the Waffle House next door. I talked to the manager this morning. My face is itchy. I'm sorry. I talked to the manager this morning. Well, no, this early this afternoon, and he told me, "Oh, we're slow. We don't need any." He said that they're slow and they really don't need anybody. But the jobs that seem like I might have some hope, you know, I'm not gonna say anything yet. But I try to see about even a few possible remote positions. As I was saying earlier, I heard that. But the thing is, it's hard to get a job where you can use Wi-Fi. Or I mean, I don't know how people get those jobs where they say you can work from anywhere. But or some people are digital nomads, but they got certain skills and experience and certifications and stuff. And I paid for a course that I don't even know if I take the course, would it be guaranteed for me to have a job opportunity. But there's this other job opportunity that I was told that my application does not expire and all I got to do is get me a permanent place to live and my job opportunity will still be there, and they're always hiring and hire everybody. But I can't mention that because the perks might ruin that opportunity, so I can't mention the company. But I found it when I did have Section 8, living in Greenville, South Carolina, or New Orleans. I had difficulty trying to look for work at home and work from home positions, and I had a laptop, and that government internet that's like $10 a month, supposed to high, it still works slow and it's not reliable and not dependable. But it's like being a targeted individual. You can't settle anywhere, especially it's like nothing is really permanent or guaranteed. And it's like the moment the perps notice you get comfortable, then you gotta bounce. I'm surprised I was able to stay here this long, by the grace of God. That I've been here since the end of September, but been in this room since October 1st. And so now, um, I've been looking for jobs here in Gulf Breeze and in mainland Pensacola, but because my storage unit and my when I say my business, I mean like even though I can't really get my mail, but Social Security and all that is in mainland Pensacola. And while I'm on that subject, tax time is supposed to come up, and I'm worried about the idea of if former employers have blocked my phone number or ignored my calls because of the narcissistic gang stalking. I don't know how I would be able to get some of my tax returns. Like if I'm banned from and fired from Sky Zone and can never enter that place for the rest of my life. I mean, even though I didn't work there for that long, but I accumulated a little bit of something. So how am I going to get my tax returns for that place? And also if I'm pretty sure they have the Waterfront Mission address. So if they send me paper postal mail, then how am I going to get that mail if Waterfront Mission lies and they always lie and say I have no mail, and then they're very rude and disrespectful, and they're gang stalkers, and they falsely profess to be Christian, but I found out they're a cult. But going to Waterfront Mission and just trying to get my mail, it seemed like they give me a hard time and act like they try to provoke me to anger to try to set me up to lash out. And then they got the Escambia County Sheriff's very close by. I think it's the headquarters very close by. And of course, there's a lot of police there to try to frighten and intimidate. And it seems like at almost every Waffle House, they gang stalk. Maybe because it's an Illuminati-owned corporation, like Chick-fil-A, Walmart, Publix, and stuff like that, McDonald's. But I wouldn't feel right to serve McDonald's to people if McDonald's has human meat. I wouldn't feel right to be serving food that contributes to making people sick and destroying and killing people. I wish I had my own company or my own business. Now that I know the truth, I wish that I had a business where I can sell food that helps people heal. You know, sell food or health or beauty products that help people heal. Even though I ain't and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm not the healthiest eater, because of not enough money all the time to be able to eat healthy, and sometimes convenience or my circumstances. But I try to eat healthy when I can. As I said, if I try to go in a smoothie place or juice bar or smoothie place, is not always readily available or convenient. There's not that many of smoothie and juice places. But I mean organic and healthy, But if you go to a restaurant, especially downtown, you get a salad. A salad costs at least $17 with no meat. But if you wanted chicken or something, yeah, it might be $21. So, and then it's not that easy for me to just get on the bus no more like I used to. Like somebody suggested today, oh, why don't you get on the bus and go? And I'm like, wow, if you knew what I'm going through. But I can't really tell them about the gang stalking. Get on the bus and go here. Can't ride the buses because of the gang stalking. I'm banned, and because of Alex. And it's like these bus drivers can keep their jobs. When you're driving the bus and you put people's lives in danger and you don't care, and then you keep getting away with it, and people report you, and I'm not taken seriously. But there was another passenger who the bus driver tried to run over, and the passenger stood up and told her, you know, the bus drivers try to deliberately make things unsafe. You know, that the moment I get on the bus, they hurry up and slam on the gas on purpose in hopes that I will fall before I can get to sit down. Gang stalking bus drivers, and then they get rude and deliberately turn their head the opposite way, like they hate the sight of me and everything when I gotta pay my fare. And they try to overcharge me on fare and try to charge me full fare when I would have that right to have disabled fare and stuff. It's just too much. And when all my stuff got stolen, my disabled bus card got stolen too, you know. But I'm banned from riding the buses, can't ride the buses. And then dealing with Alex, can't ride the buses. So that's the hurdle right there. That's one of the hurdles. Um, some other targeted individuals get no chance with the car, and some of them get to drive every day and no problem, but may have some other harassment. So I don't know why some targets are allowed. I mean, I guess might, but I don't know how all this operates. If it depends on how much of a threat you are or what. But some people who are targeted and their symptoms are kind of mild, but other people, it's like can never get any rest, can never get a break, can never. And you think that that person is just a negative, constant complainer when that's not the case. That a target will be a constant complainer and negative. Um, and even professed targets are even selfish and unsupportive of each other. And it's like everybody all out for themselves. So, yeah, I don't even know if I'll have the garlic today. I'll try, but they have some days when if I'm laying down all day on my bed and on my phone all day, and then I go just to use the bathroom, and then come to my bed and wondering, why am I so out of breath? Or why do my legs hurt? Or why does my body hurt? Or why am I hurting? So maybe I mean, but I'm still confused and not sure of the outlook. I guess I know it's guaranteed for me to not be able to be here by February. I definitely got to be gone. So I got to be gone. But people in this city right here, it's too good, seems too good to be true that some people here in Gulf Breeze seem like they like me a lot and speak kind of highly of me. So if that's the case, then I may not be considered a bad person, like people try to make me out to be like such a horrible person or just despicable, or um I mostly stay in my room, as y'all saw. I would go to work and then come home, or I guess ever since I had my laptop, I haven't had much need to go to the library, that I have my laptop with me. But I mean, I'm not trying to chase fame. I'm not trying to be hungry or greedy for money, but I do need to survive. And I feel like, needing to survive independently without feeling like I have to ask people for help. And I was trying to say, even last night, I gotta try to protect myself from abusive people. I mean, I feel like it's not a good friend for you to um kick me down harder when I'm suffering, or that's how people operate. A narcissistic control freak fake friend would cry and complain to me about all their problems, and I gotta listen. But when I'm going through something, they victim blame me and then kick me down even harder and make like they don't want to hear it. They don't care if it's something severe as a loss of a family member. They'll still betray and turn against me then. When my cousin Blake got shot and killed and I heard the news about it, and this narcissistic control freak fake friend named Jenna Eisenberg, and she probably was a perp too. She acted she was supposed to be Christian, but acted, pretty bizarre and weird. And she professed to be half Jewish or something. And I met her at Seal Beach, close to not that close, but somewhat close to Long Beach, California. And I went to Seal Beach that day. I don't remember if it was Labor Day. And she was wearing a red bikini. I remember that. And she made it like as if she started the conversation with me and telling me about God, and and telling me how beautiful he made the beaches and everything look, about how pretty everything is and stuff. And I think that was the day that I got off the bus and I fell, and I may have hurt I forgot what I hurt, if I hurt my knee or something, but I fell and scraped and hurt myself, fell off the bus. A couple of times I fell off the bus. And the fake LA people, what they do is they sit there and look at you and don't help you. And or they were if I fell off the stairs off the bus, like one time, it probably was the Slauson bus that I took. And I was getting off the bus, and I think I was coming from the Social Security office. And I fell, and the bus driver didn't try to help me. And they had a whole bunch of people passing by. Nobody cared to help me. And I had to gather myself to try to help myself up. And in New Orleans, they kind of ruled like that too. But when I was in Oceanside, California, and I was I had my day at the beach, and it was after I got done with my day at the beach in Oceanside, and I fell, and a whole bunch of people came to rescue and help me. And it's like, wow, this is so different from the way Los Angeles people are. I had a few little times that I fell in Los Angeles, but anyway, so Jenna, she would order a few things from Amazon and have them shipped to me or whatever. But, she would be one of those fake narcissistic abusers who try to tell me, oh, you're always negative and stuff like that. But then if you try to talk about something positive, they still don't want to hear it. And it's like they're all about manipulation and control. So that's one thing that people always try to make it like that I'm just a negative person. I'm just negative. And that's one thing, people with narcissistic personalities, they love to try to say that Candy's just negative. or she's just full of drama. But they're the ones who create, bad situations for me and stuff. And if I try to do something promising like my blog or the hope or wish to start my own business, they'd be the ones to kick me down and don't even give me any encouragement. And then use the Bible, apply the Bible to their, use the Bible to justify their abuse. I feel like spiritual abuse is between spiritual and sexual is the worst form of abuse. But some people say verbal and psychological and mental is the worst, or financial abuse, or I kind of feel like spiritual. I feel like it's the most damaging. In my opinion, I feel like spiritual abuse is the most damaging. So, now it's completely dark outside. It's 5:59 right now, 5:58 or 5:59 right now. Because my laptop is like a minute and hour and a minute off or something. I don't know if it's 59 minutes and some seconds or an hour or something off, but my phone is over there. I got another video. I'm trying to have it uploaded. And I told y'all how weak the Wi-Fi is over here. And because of yesterday, I ended up having to use 5 gigabytes of my phone data anyway. Between yesterday and today. So, I'm kind of scared about the immediate future. About, I'm fearful about ending up back on the streets again. And as I said, it's actual cold winter weather. It's actual winter weather and cold now, like in the 40s. It ain't no 60s and 70s. And then it's starting to rain more often too. So I didn't realize they have all that hurricane and stuff in August and September. But then I guess October through January, I guess it'd be dry, super dry, at least here. But in New Orleans, you get the most rain and bad weather during the summer. And in 2017, it was super hot. It rained almost, it was super hot, so hot that it was almost every day it was hot enough to be dangerous to be outside and people having heat strokes and stuff. And then after that, before dark, whenever I wanted to go swimming, that's when it started to rain. And I figured, I was wondering if that was a kind of Truman, come to think about it now, I wonder if that was a kind of Truman show, like, if it was so hot that I felt like, well, it's super hot and I'm panicking because my ice in my cup won't melt fast enough for me to drink the cold water. And I came close a couple of times in 2017 of nearly having a heat stroke. And then in December, like about mid-December 2017, I nearly fell outside from it being so hot outside in December. And then January 1st comes and I nearly died because of it being so cold. And it was slushy outside that day. and it was cold. It was New Year's 2018, and my body was cold enough that I almost fell over and died. I almost fell over and died because I almost fell over and died because it was so cold, and I felt my blood trying to freeze and trying to turn to slush. I never in my life experienced that before. And I have zero tolerance. I cannot function in cold weather. But it was a little warmer today than it was. And probably I thought it was going to be 60 degrees, but it could have been a little higher. Probably could have been 65 today. But tonight is supposed to be another night in the 40s. In the early 40s, like 42 degrees. And I think Friday or Saturday is supposed to rain. So I'm panicking because I don't have a solution yet. But I got my blog. But of course, due to the gang stalking, nobody wants to read it. Nobody cares. They think my blog is lame. You know, other targets. I think a lot of targets left YouTube. And it's like mostly the popular fakes on YouTube now. And they all point the finger and bicker and fight and do videos calling each other fake when both of y'all asses is fake. Or I've seen where both of them are real and calling each other fake, 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 fake back and forth. But as I said, real or fake, many targets have, whether the real targets or fake TI perps, many of them have turned against me and betrayed me. So other targets, they don't really comment or watch my videos. Sometimes I go nearly a week and nobody commented really on my videos or nothing. Or I don't get that much support. And I would like to try to support others, but when I do, I'm blocked. And it's like, even on social media, how am I blocked if I never contacted you? And then other people on my timeline will get frustrated and say, don't worry about it or just ignore them. And it's like people who claim to be Christian and targeted. If you say you're Christian and you're a targeted individual, and we never communicated before, I go to try to follow you and I click on your profile and it says I'm blocked. And it's like, what did I do? So, I mean, it's easier for you to say that, oh, Candy's always complaining or she's always negative. But you have a guaranteed roof over your head every night, do you? You have a job, do you? You have a car, do you? You have a secure survival situation, do you? You're not struggling day to day, are you? But a lot of other targets are going through, I mean, and I'd be like, well, I thought I had it bad. Here's a pregnant targeted individual with her food being poisoned and being denied water and forced to live on the streets and nobody want to help her. And that infuriated me, you know. But then I became confused when she tried to tell me, take all your videos down because she said, take all the videos down that make you look crazy and me and you are going to start a business together. And then act like she was trying to get me to sell out. But it seemed like she switches back and forth between, you know, being targeted and harassed on the streets and, you know, crying out for help. And one week, and then the next week, she's staying with the guy and then seeing like she's living her best life for a while. And dancing and twerking with purple and yellow hair, and being, you know, MK Ultra sex kitten programming. And then back on the streets, reading the Bible, black hair, and, you know, I don't know. But they got some other targets, like this guy he would try to go to the convenience store, and that's 24 hours. But he would try to go there, and just before he get there, the perp managers at the convenience store hurry up and lock the doors and won't let him eat. And it's cruel and sadistic to say that there's some sin in your life or that God is allowing you to go through this. Well, what sin in your life is happening that you're going through being targeted too? But your persecution is because everybody's evil. But my persecution got to be that there's got to be some sin in my life that I haven't repented from, and God is allowing this to happen to me. I'm sick of hearing it. Because if God operated that way, then none of these gang stalkers could be successful at what they do to us. I nearly got hit by a white truck today. I nearly got hit by a truck today. And I think a second time somebody tried to hit me too. But somebody was going, y'all can look on the first gang stalking perp walk video, part 1 today. Within I guess the first 5 minutes of the video, or somewhere around there, you will see that it was a white truck. A person driving a white truck that was trying to hit, that he nearly, and he drove by like he couldn't wait, like he was impatient. And it's like all these reckless, crazy drivers out here, nobody's confiscating their vehicles. Nobody's taking their vehicles away. Wow. So, me talking helps me feel better. I'm just, me talking helps me feel better. But my anxiety is super high right now. And I'm nervous and scared. I shouldn't be nervous and scared. I know I need to trust in God more. But I hate feeling like if a professed Christian gets mad at me, then that means that God they try to make it like as if God has given up on me because you're mad at me. So therefore, it's the end of the world and God hates you. And that's how bad they try to make you feel. And it's like nowadays, these professed Christians, it's like they use the Bible to abuse. And I didn't realize that the people who I've been calling fake hypocrites for years, that they're exploitative, narcissistic abusers who are modern day Pharisees. So I don't know what job opportunity I can have where I can start today or tomorrow with Wi-Fi access being permitted. And I'm now limited on my phone data because I could have, if it weren't for me being upset yesterday, I probably could have still had like 13 gigabytes on my phone. But now I have over 18, and I gotta try to stretch that out and ration because I gotta try to use, I guess, be patient and struggle with the dial-up kind of Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi with dial-up speed, and wait hours for a video to upload, or wait hours to try to watch. Wait a long time to try to get a YouTube video that I'm watching to be buffered up. So I'm gonna try to I guess I'll go write a blog post right now, and I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.